Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United are in advanced talks to sign Cristian Romero from Atlanta. Reports are stemming from Italy saying that Man United prepare a £39 million offer. Atlanta are hoping to sign Cristian Romero on a permanent deal worth around 21.5 million from Juventus, because at the moment Cristian Romero is on loan at Atlanta. He is 23 years of age and he is a centre half. Atlanta are demanding £52 million. Fabrizio Romero has come out and said that Cristian Romero's camp and Atlanta are denying any proposal from Man United. Said they have not received a bid of €45 million. Said it's nothing advanced or serious. Man United are still in search for a centre-half despite Eric Bailly signing a new contract towards the end of last season. Now, the Jadon Sancho deal is closer than ever. The Times said the other day that Man United are moving closer to reaching an agreement with Borussia Dortmund to sign Jadon Sancho. Man United have been given a deadline to complete the signing of Sancho. Borussia Dortmund want his future decided before the 31st of July. Jadon Sancho said he wants his future resolved before the start of the Euros. Very, very sceptical that we'll sign Sancho before the Euros. Jadon Sancho has a gentleman's agreement with Borussia Dortmund to join Manchester United. Fabrizio Romero recently said that talks restarted for Sancho. And he said Man United are close to agreeing a 5-year deal with Sancho. That'll take him under contract with us until 2026. Fabrizio Romero revealed how much Borussia Dortmund want. They want from between 77 million to 81 million pounds. We have been told that we'll have to pay 81.5 million. Jadon Sancho has Man United transfer hopes as Borussia Dortmund have been looking for replacements. German outlet Bild have said Man United have not yet put in an official bid and negotiations have not yet taken place. But Sky Sports said not so long ago that Man United were in continued negotiations with Dortmund regarding Sancho. But I think Sancho to Manchester United this time around is definitely happening, because Dortmund have lowered their asking price, because last summer Dortmund were demanding £108 million. We was reluctant to meet their £108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. We've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so it has been a long-running transfer saga. But Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close. The personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and a contract and that had been agreed. And Dortmund set a deadline last year for us to get Sancho. We had until the 10th of August to get him. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. Jadon Sancho has endured 4 years at Borussia Dortmund. Analysing the vast majority of his career at Dortmund, he's been very, very consistent. But he's endured a couple of bad periods. Dortmund paid just £7 million to him from Man City. And he's got a contract with Dortmund until 2023. The reasons he'll be a good signing for Manchester United is because he'll fit in our team perfectly. He will assure us goals. He's very good at creating chances. He's predominantly a right winner, and Man United need a right winner. He's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. And he's got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. You know, they do talk to each other a lot. So they are the reasons. You know the news regarding Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Man United have reignited their interest. Kieran Trippier recently told his England teammates that he wants to join Man United this summer. The Athletic said not so long ago that Man United begun negotiations with Atletico Madrid to sign Kieran Trippier. The player has been house hunting. But the Manchester Evening News said not so long ago that we revived our interest in Kieran Trippier, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is unhappy with Wan-Bissaka's attacking output. Wan-Bissaka is the only recognised senior right back at Man United at the moment. We went in for Kieran Trippier in the January transfer window, but we culled our interest because Kieran Trippier was banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. I reckon we'd get Kieran Trippier for around £18 million. You know, Everton have been in for him. There's also been rumours of a Kieran Trippier and Bellerin swap deal. His current contract at Atletico Madrid expires next year. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for him from Tottenham. He's highly experienced because he is the age of 30. Raphael Varane, Manchester United are trying to sign him. Reports came out recently saying that Man United are set to offer Raphael Varane a salary that Real Madrid cannot match. He said we've offered him €12 million a year, which equates to just over 10 million in pounds sterling. Fabrizio Romero said not so long ago that Varane is refusing a contract at Real Madrid. It said as well we may have been handed a boost in our pursuit of Raphael Varane, with obviously Carlo Ancelotti returning to Real Madrid. It said the other day though Man United and PSG both made offers for Varane. Real Madrid are demanding around £60 million. Towards the end of last season they rejected a £40 million bid. Not so long ago Varane spoke out on his future. He said it's unlikely his future will be resolved for the summer's European Championships. Man United have held talks with Varane's representatives. Romano said towards the end of last season that Varane is the main name on our list. and we was waiting to see what happened with his situation at Real Madrid. We have held talks with his representatives. Varane is keen on a move to the Premier League. His current contract with Real Madrid expires next year. His contract talks at Real Madrid stalled a while ago. We went in for him 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. The reasons, though, it'd be a good signing for us because he's regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He'd go very well alongside Maguire in our back line. He's highly experienced. He would exceed expectations in the Premier League. And he's got a good pedigree as a player. Varane has won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. So they are the reasons. He's been a long servant at Real Madrid. He's endured 10 years with them. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. The summer transfer window is now open. It opened today. I'm expecting Manchester United to be very active in this summer transfer window, but I'm also expecting teams around us to be active. Solskjaer has said he wants to make around 4 signings in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. And I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season, providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. It is very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in. This summer transfer window is Ollie's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. But Solskjaer has promised Man United transfers this summer, and he says, we are into this market for a striker. The other week, Solskjaer had been given a £150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. And the board are backing Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings despite the Europa League final loss. But I am expecting Ollie to get the backing he deserves in this transfer window, reflecting on what the board recently said. And obviously we've got John Murtaugh, he's our Director of Football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our Technical Director. And we've also got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. I'm expecting Man United to offload players in this summer transfer window. So in that aspect we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. So, De Gea, I'm expecting us to offload him. It'll be the right decision to offload De Gea because I reckon now he's had his years at Manchester United. He's been with us like 10 years now, so he has been a long servant. The other week there was actually talks of a David De Gea and Jan Oblak swap deal to solve our number 1 crisis. De Gea is obviously now our second choice goalkeeper, but he was our number 1 for such a long time. A few years ago, De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. He has won everything domestically at the football club and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. But in the last couple of years, De Gea has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. De Gea's got like 2 years left on his current contract and he's on 375 grand a week. Said last season that De Gea had made his transfer decision. He's preparing to leave Man United and Man United is set to pay off his huge contract. We'll demand around 50 million for De Gea. There's a very good chance he'll go back to Spain. De Gea cost us the Europa League final last season because he missed his penalty and he had 11 chances to save a penalty and he didn't save one. But last season, after the Everton collapse in February, De Gea produced his best performances and he put a very good performance out against Roma in the Europa League semi-final. Brandon Williams, I'm expecting us to loan him out. So obviously he can gain more experience and he can get a lot more opportunities. Because Williams seldom plays for Man United. He's our third choice left back. You know, last season he played, was it around 3 games? Obviously played in the final game against Wolves, put a very good performance out. Played in the 2-1 defeat to Leicester at Old Trafford last season. And I think he played in the 3-0 win against Brighton in the Carabao Cup at the start of last season. But he was playing at right back and he's nowhere near effective on the right as he is on the left. Phil Jones, we need to offload him. Because he's always been inconsistent. He doesn't get in our 11. And he was out of injury for a long time. Jones has been a long servant at Man United. He's enjoyed like 10 years now at the club. He's the only outfield player that's still here from the Ferguson era. Diego Dalot, I'm expecting us to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. We initially got him from Porto. Andres Pereira, I'm expecting us to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with Lazio at the moment. Matic, I'm expecting us to offload him because I've got my strong reservations about Matic. He's always been a slow player, plus he's ageing up. And he isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite him not being one of our first choice midfielders, he still gets his chances. Matic has been at the club for a year now. Got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Paul Pogba. Do you think he could leave in this summer transfer window? Maybe not. But like I updated you yesterday, Manchester United fear losing Paul Pogba on a free transfer. You know, we fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a free. Pogba's current contract expires next year because we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract last season. Solskjaer's come out and said he hopes Paul Pogba stays and signs a new contract. Towards the end of last season, though, it said that Man United were willing to offer Paul Pogba a new £400,000 a week contract, but it said Pogba was demanding in the excess of £500,000 a week, and it said we'll sell Pogba if he doesn't sign a new contract. There has obviously been talks of a Paul Pogba and Cristiano Ronaldo swap deal. Pogba's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined and he's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Not so long ago it said Pogba could leave for just £55 million. But if he leaves Man United, I'm expecting him to make a return to Juventus because he did endure 4 good years with them before he rejoined us. But Juventus will have to sell Cristiano Ronaldo to afford Pogba because his price tag is £90 million. We've been getting the best out of him in recent months. Donny van der Beek, I'm expecting us to offload him. Recently got ruled out of the European Championships through injury. And not so long ago, it said that Donny van der Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. It said towards the end of last season, though, that we will reject any offers for Van der Beek. So reflecting on that, we are reluctant to let him go. He doesn't get enough chances at Man United. I recall him starting 4 games in the league last season. Most of his appearances come from the bench. You know, we got Donny van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year. And he's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. Van der Beek's under contract with us until 2025. Juan Mata, I think we should offload him in this summer transfer window, but Mike McGrath from The Telegraph said not so long ago that Juan Mata was in talks with Man United over an extension on his contract. Juan Mata's current contract expires at the end of this month. Solskjaer said not so long ago, though, that no decision has yet been made on Juan Mata's future. You know, at the first part of last season, he rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Mata seldom plays for us, and my element of concern about him, he's lost that yard of pace and he's ageing up. Being a good servant at the club, though, you know, he's endured 7 years at Man United. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. And Anthony Martial, I think we need to offload him. I think a lot of United fans want Martial to go because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. Martial was out with an knee injury for a while. But Solskjaer said he recently made his decision on Martial's future and he's told the Glazers he wants to stay because he believes he's got a role to play for next season. Martial's had 2 good seasons at Man United. He was good in his first season under Van Gaal and he was good the season before last. I think he got voted Player of the Year. But there's a lot of players that are going to stay at Man United in this summer transfer window, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season is going to be Solskjaer's 3rd full season at Man United because so far he's endured 2 full seasons. I say Solskjaer's got to win a trophy next season if he is to remain Man United manager. Because Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. No, that's 4 years ago now. It's nowhere near good enough to our standards. I can assure Solskjaer is not the long-term manager for Man United, and I presume a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect, but I'm not Ollie out at the moment. I think he does deserve next season. There has been some Man United fans demanding Ollie out for a while, and there was more demanding him out, reflecting on that Europa League final loss. But I presume there's still a lot of United fans that are Ollie in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. To be honest with you, I think it is a mistake giving him this new 3-year contract because I can almost assure he won't see it out. What we should do is wait until Solskjaer sees out his current contract and then analyse it and then decide on not whether to give him this new 3-year deal. Solskjaer's still got under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019, which is over 2 years ago now. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United for almost 30 months now, is it? So that's over 2 years. He's lucky to be still Manchester United manager because we've endured very bad periods under him when he's been close to being sacked. The reason he's still Man United manager anyway is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he wouldn't have been Manchester United manager now. But I do have my concerns about Ole, like I've gone through with you before. But there's also a lot of things I've got to credit Solskjaer for as well. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done. So in that aspect, I'm shocked. Got to say he's done pretty well to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I think he did well in a lot of aspects last season. You know, he got us a second place finish. Wasn't an achievement, but you can see that progress was made from his first full season. Got us to the Europa League final. I know we didn't win it, but he still got us to the final. And it was his first major final as Man United manager. Last season, went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, which was a record. Got us to the FA Cup quarter-final last season, and he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. He did well in his first full season at the club. He got us to 3 semi-finals and got us a third place finish. We are into the Champions League for next season. That's good from a Man United perspective. He has made good signings as Man United manager so far. He has spent almost £300 million. He must have brought around 12 or 13 players in. Ole's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. We recently released 8 players. 6 of them were academy players. We recently released Romero and we released Joe Pereira. I like the way Solskjaer has promoted the youth as well. And in general, we've enjoyed good periods under him where we've seen consistency and in some of them good periods, he's got the best out of the team. I have got to say, Ole's probably our best manager since Ferguson. So there you go. And, you know, he knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. We appointed Ole in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum. It was his first appearance in 15, 16 years, and he's promised to give the manager financial backing. Towards the end of last season, there was a lot of Man United fans protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford. Towards the end of last season, Joe Glazer did write a letter to Man United fans, and Avram Glazer refused to apologise over the European Super League. At the beginning of May, Solskjaer said that the violent incidents went too far, but he says the club need to take notice of the fans, and Solskjaer revealed that the Glazers apologised to him. And at one point, Ole was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. And we know obviously Woodward's standing down at the end of the year because it got announced earlier on this year that Woodward resigned as Man United vice chairman. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. Back on with another video later. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.